This is Anderson Penn's podcast, episode 35 for Sunday, January 20th, 2013. This is Brian.
This is Lisa.
This is the Anderson Penn's Radio Network.
Bonjour and shalom. That's two. You weren't expecting that, were you?
I'm speechless.
That's rare. Shalom is for Michelle.
Yeah, she does watch. That's cool.
She does now. She was laughing. She said we're cute. I think that's good. I love you, Michelle. We're going to see her soon. I'm so excited.
Yeah, March.
Long Island.
March, yep. End of March.
See, now we can't call March by one particular pen show name. It's three.
No, well, that's why I said that we needed to have, there are 15 months in the pen show calendar. So there's Philly, LA, and then there are,
Holy cow, busy week.
Yeah,
month.
holy cow, busy month.
Okay.
So,
All right. So what's up this week?
we had a request.
We have several requests.
Oh, actually, we had several requests we're gonna address, I guess. One of the requests was to show off the Esterbrook nib display case.
It's cool.
That we got. We talked about it last week in the Philadelphia Pen Show review. This is the case, the famous case that just walked up to the table.
Pretty much. It's in excellent condition. In fact, we'll probably end up keeping this one and selling the one that we already own. The nib deal was an amazing find, but this was really cool. It really put the icing on the cake, so to speak.
Now, I should mention, this kind of leads into the second request we had is that I need to stop doing this because you can't really tell what this is.
We heard you, Mike.
There were some logistical problems with that, but this one you really kind of have to see in perspective, and plus I didn't have any pictures of it because it's a big beast.
It's in amazing shape.
And then in the back, you got two trays here.
Yep. And each of those spots was filled with Esterbrook nibs. That's known as SD heaven for some of us.
And we took all the nibs out, but it's a big case. And there are two main styles. Of course, on the front here, it shows right point for the way you write, by number, extra fine, and then it lists it's got the 9000 series nibs on the right side, and 1000 and 2000 series nibs on the left, and then it breaks them down: extra fine, fine, medium, manifold, broad, and stub.
Yep. Really awesome information.
But typically, you find these, and the front panel is faded because it's been sitting in the shop,
or cracked.
Yeah, they're cracked. And Esterbrook made two different sizes. This is the larger size of case. They made one that's a little bit more manageable that we used to actually take to shows until we dropped it twice.
Yeah, so now then we only brought the trays, and now we have a better system.
Well, let's see. We dropped it first in Chicago in 2010.
Oh, well, we didn't drop it.
Or 2009 or something like that. And then
Bellman.
The Bellman dropped it. That was the infamous nib drop of 2010.
Jesus. It cost the hotel a pretty penny.
Yeah, 50-mile-an-hour gusts. And we dropped the over-anxious Bellman, grabbed the box, dropped it, and...
Well, he had it under his arm because it didn't weigh much. But then the cart, because of the wind, started to head towards the car. So he had it under his arm, and then he lunged to go grab it and drop the box.
Yeah, and the nibs...
There went nibs, literally.
As they fell out of the box, these 50-mile-an-hour gusts, and of course it's right, it's Chicago, it's the Windy City, they went flying faster than we could run and pick them up, of course.
They're blowing in the wind.
And several $1,000s of nibs just disappeared. So...
Yeah. And our coffee mugs.
And our coffee mugs got broken.
Oh, sad.
So anyway, so we dropped it then, and then we dropped it, I think, getting into Columbus that year, and that was it. The case broke into about 10 pieces.
Yep.
We still have the pieces. One of these days, would like to glue it back together. But so yeah, we were taking just the trays. But anyway.
Now we have a better system.
We have a better system now, so that's good.
It's like klutz proof. I need that. So anyway, that's the case, and I figured as long as we didn't actually show very well the pens from last week, I would throw them up. We've overcome our logistical problems. Just for you, Mike.
Just for you. Skype changed their rules about sharing screens, so now we have to pay for it. But
it's worth it for you, Mike.
Here is, we're going to show some of the pens. Hope you can see them here. This is the Aiken-Lambert, the early Aiken-Lambert lever filler. You can see on this one the very unusual, the narrow lever that wasn't used for very long.
I don't even remember where you got half this stuff.
This one came to us right across the table.
Oh.
So I was pleased to see that. Waterman also used this exact same nib in this patent for a very short period of time. But Aiken-Lambert's a little different because there's no knob, essentially no round end on the end of the lever. But
I love it when people bring us pens and say, heard you were going to be here. Would you be interested?
Yeah,
we get to see
right?
a lot of cool stuff that way.
Here's a shot of all the pens that I picked up.
Ooh, is this where I sing one of these things is not like the other?
One of these things is not like the other. Yeah, absolutely. It might be the one in the middle.
It might be.
Here's a shot of all the pens open. You can see the Aiken-Lambert on the bottom here. It's got a nice Aiken-Lambert nib.
What's that third one up from the bottom? That's got like a super skinny feed.
This one here, this is a Wirtz, very early Wirtz with an overfeed. Let's go to that pen there here in the pictures.
I love the gold bands on the second from the bottom.
Yeah, that's
pretty. That could be mine, maybe.
That one's a third tier pen. It's just called the Rival pen.
Oh.
Apparently they had problems with competitors or something.
Or maybe they were the rival.
They were the rival, so they wanted to make it known.
I wonder if they were bad-mouthed, too.
I don't know. So this one is most third tier eyedroppers have usually pretty poor bands. This one has very deep cut gold-filled bands, which is nice. The Wirtz.
That's cool.
Yeah, the bands are interesting. They have a spiraling pattern on them. It has that early Paul Wirtz patent, February '85 imprint on it. It's got a little knurled section here, and then the short cap on it.
That's an awesome word, knurled.
Knurled, yeah. Although after looking at it just the other day, it looks like it may not have the correct nib. Interestingly enough.
God, of course not.
Of course not, right? Looking at it from the backside after I cleaned it up, the nib is actually imprinted on the underside of the nib.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's unusual. I guess maybe it's not unusual, but I haven't ever seen them that way. And it's marked ET and I'm assuming it's and company, which perhaps makes it an Edward Todd and Company nib, which in and of itself is slightly unusual, but
on the backside, that's
yeah. I mean, it's not reverse or anything. It's clearly stamped on the back, and it's clearly a nib designed for an overfeed. So, it's pretty close anyway.
Uncatalogued.
Uncatalogued. There we go. Here's the Lamy 2000.
Oh, Brian's baby.
Yep, I got this one with the oblique broad nib. Super nice.
Blew me away.
Well, I would have gone for an oblique medium probably, but I thought, you know what? I've got a lot of pens. I might as well have something that's a little bit different. So I like writing with it. Take it to work with me every day. It's kind of nice.
You could leave it here and I could play with it.
I don't think you'd like the nib. You're welcome to it, but...
All right, you heard it here. He said I could play with it.
That means I get to take one of yours, though.
No.
This particular pen here garnered some interest on Facebook when I posted it yesterday. This was the bill signer that President Johnson used. And actually, when I looked at it the other day, I noticed that you can't tell in this picture, but the nib actually shows it still has dried ink on it from when it was used. So when the president dipped it, he wrote his one letter of his name or however he did it at that time and put it away. That's the ink that's on it. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
And it's got that nice little, it says one of the pens used by the president, August 11th, 1965, in signing of S-24, an act to expand, extend, and accelerate the saline water conversion program conducted by the Secretary of the Interior and for other purposes. So I wonder what the other purposes were, but
we should look that up.
We should look those up, yeah.
I think Ginger had mentioned that sometimes the stuff that's on the inside of the boxes is just as interesting to read, either what they were used for or who used it, or sometimes it's even handwritten. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. And these are, like I said earlier this week, that's a special box. It's not the standard Esterbrook box for it. So this is the little ring top guy that I picked up. This was actually the first purchase.
I was surprised you don't do ring tops.
Well, it was so cheap. I just couldn't. And it's a screw cap eyedropper, which interests me. And the gold bands are in the cap, so I thought that was kind of cool.
So you have bling on your tire.
Tire, for those of you not aware, is the new word for hard rubber.
Black hard rubber.
Yeah.
Brian loves black hard rubber pens, and I don't like them nearly as much as he does, so I tease him and I call them tires. So this one is cool. Yeah,
this is the Esterbrook Master Durachrome Renew Point display. The critical steps in the manufacturing. So then they show the blank, then the blank after it's been tipped, rolled, cut out the unit blank. They've raised it. Then they slit the nib. And then they finish it, and then they have the feed, the sleeve, or what we call the collar sometimes, and then the completed unit. So pretty unusual to find this particular display piece.
Especially in the shape that it's in. It's pristine, absolutely gorgeous.
Yep. Interesting, too, on this one, I don't know if you noticed this, but it says one of 29 styles.
Ooh.
Often they had, it was 32 or it was 33, but this one says one of 29.
So it's even earlier.
Well, it's hard to say. I don't know what year it was. Maybe. But if you noticed, one of the nibs that's in the display has the imprint running lengthwise, which is often attributed to a later renew point. So who knows?
You were doing the happy dance, bringing that thing back to the table.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, happy dance. Yeah, you were excited.
So that's the bunch of nibs we brought home, or a bunch of pens we brought home. And the nibs, we're going to get those up on the website hopefully this afternoon.
Yep.
And if something that you're interested in, I would advise you to jump on and take advantage of the new feature that we have.
The out of stock notification.
Yeah, and then you'll be notified instantly when they go up. So
some of these will go fast. Part of the delay was we go through and we inspect every nib in every box to make sure that the correct nib is in the correct box and that they're all in good shape. And quite honestly, that's hard on the eyes to look at all those little.
Well, yeah. I mean, what did we find? A couple last night that were like a 1461
in a 9461 box. Like, good try. You were close.
Yeah. Or I found a 9314 medium and a 9314 broad box. And then looking through the other ones, I found the reverse. So at least we had them, but.
Yep. So that's part of the delay. And also, we just wanted to make sure that we took it slow because there were so many. But we're mostly there. So we should get those up this afternoon. And I know that there are people kind of chomping at the bit to grab a couple of those.
So.
And now you have some other big news.
I do. On Christmas Day, some of you may recall, we almost had an incident. We had to pull over the car.
Oh my God.
Coming back from Madison with the kids because there was an auction that I was interested in from a seller in the United Kingdom, and the lot had 4 pens in it. And it's the classic eBay situation. The pictures are not so great.
Fuzzy and blurry, and
like 3 pictures of the exact same thing.
Oops.
And the pen that I want is like in the upper right hand corner, and part of it's cut off and you can't see it. And we want it for a paltry sum.
I think we were the only bidders, or there were 2 and we were the high bidder, and
but it ended on Christmas Day in the middle of the day, so
yeah. Score.
Yeah, it was nice. Well, it finally arrived this week. Actually, it was waiting for us when we got home from the show.
Yep.
But I took my time because I don't work on pens when I'm tired, and I opened it up, and like I said, it was a fishing expedition. I wasn't exactly sure what I was bidding on. And
we've done well with things like that before.
Yeah, well, we're not amateurs.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not trying to brag or anything, but we kind of know what we're doing in that arena.
And we're really well versed in just spending money on eBay. So no, I didn't mean it that way.
Where did that come from?
You're always shopping on eBay and looking and forgetting that you won an auction and.
Well, anyway, I was worried that asking question was going to really tip my hand. Anyway, the package comes, and my initial interpretation of this pen, spot on.
Yep.
Very, very special Esterbrook pen.
Now, what you need to understand, though, is that, and again, not to brag in any way, but we do have a lot of Esterbrooks, and it takes quite a bit to impress us or surprise us at this point when it comes to Esterbrooks. So I can't even describe Brian's reaction when he opened it up. There was a gasp and a ooh, and I would have to go with awestruck. It was pretty impressive to see him like cradling this thing.
Yeah, pretty much I've been doing that all week long.
My precious.
Well, we've Lisa and I have been collecting Esterbrook's, and other pens, of course, too, for over 15 years. And to my knowledge, this is the first and the only time a pen like this has ever come up for sale. I didn't even know it existed. Which
says a lot, to be honest.
So I didn't even know to look for it in the first place. So I do have screenshots. But I'm gonna hold it up just so you guys know it is real.
Sorry, Mike and Linda.
Here it is.
Deal with it.
The first ever that I'm aware of unearthed red hard rubber Esterbrook pen.
Yes, it's cool.
What makes this so special to me is that in the early years, Esterbrook had their pens made for them by other manufacturers. This one just happens to be made for Esterbrook by Aiken Lambert, whose pens I also collect with a real passion. So,
yeah.
But what's interesting about this one is, unlike the other Aiken Lambert made Esterbrook pens, this one does not sport the typical Relief 314 imprint on the barrel.
Flinging that thing around, I'd be careful if I put it on a velvet pillow or something.
It's in a leather tray, actually. This one simply has the R. Esterbrook and Company logo. The nib is a genuine 14 karat, and that's carat with a C, not with a K. 14 karat gold Relief 314 nib. It's fitted to a red hard rubber feed. Is a lever filler with the distinctive Aiken Lambert lever. And what was amazing to me, this pen was free and clear of any damage whatsoever other than some discoloration where a later add-on clip was placed. So let's, I'll show you a couple pictures here. It's really, really a very, very cool cool pen.
And Hugh, I'm sorry you can't see the pictures while you're driving.
Hang on here. Yeah, you're gonna have to check it out.
Yep.
We've got some pictures elsewhere, but
there we go.
Here's the nib, and I've made it pretty large for you. It says 14 karat USA. R. Esterbrook and Company Relief for 314. Fabulous nib. It's got the heart breather hole. But
Which
interesting.
makes me happy.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Though
it does.
The imprint runs the entire length of the nib, goes all the way down to the end, which unfortunately means you can't see the entire imprint when it's in the section.
When it's seated, how much of it do you see? Do you just see the relief and the 314 is cut off, or?
Good question. Let me just take a look here. The way I have it set right now.
Do you need a private moment with your pen?
I'm having a private moment, I think.
That's for you, Eric.
The F and the 314 are
cut off.
Are seated underneath the section. So that's the nib. Very unusual but common for this particular pen. Here's a shot of the feed. Of course, is all red hard rubber, so it's beautiful.
It was nice.
I always love to see this on red hard rubber pens. You know, when they've paid this much attention to detail, they've made not only the section on this pen, but the feed is in red hard rubber.
Yeah, cleaned up really beautifully.
Yeah,
it was in good shape to start with.
Yeah, it was just dirty. There's the imprint. It couldn't be crisper. Even the underline under the O in Company, you can make it out quite clear. Beautiful imprint. Just very pleased that you can actually read it. But for it to be this clear is unheard of, really.
Crispy.
Crispy, yep. There it is. There's the pen. It's clipless. You can see a little bit here on the top. You can see some discoloration and the mark where the clip was on. It was a third-party clip. It was not an Aiken Mercantile clip. Never had a clip. But it's got a nickel lever, and you can see it's got that oval-shaped end that is very characteristic of all the Aiken Lambert lever fillers. And in fact, I actually have a very similar red hard rubber Aiken Lambert. It was very interesting to put them next to each other. This one is a little more slender than the Aiken version, but
yeah, total happy dance day for Brian.
Yeah, here it is with the cap on. I kind of wish it'd be a gold lever, but I'm not going to be picky.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to be picky. It's beautiful.
I'll find you one with a gold lever for Christmas.
Well, you better get hopping on it.
I'm working.
It took me 15 years to find this one. And one picture, I mean, this picture, you can even see the imprint. It's that crisp. Made in USA. Just
gorgeous.
Really, really, really pretty pen. So.
Valentine's Day is coming up.
What are you saying?
Nothing.
So that's the big Esterbrook find. And I have a couple of Wirtz made modeled hard rubber Esterbrook eyedroppers, including one which is a taper cap. But never, ever, ever thought I'd find a red hard rubber pen marked Esterbrook. But now I know they do exist, even if only in this limited scope, and perhaps only made by Aiken Lambert. But
so now somebody's going hunting.
Yeah, we'll have some pictures up on Facebook and Twitter, so you can see those if you want to look at them again. And I do plan at some point writing a blog post on some of the other Aiken Lambert made Esterbrook's, which in my opinion were some really fantastic pens. They had the standard chase hard rubber, but they also made one in also probably equally as rare in jade green. So similar to your Schaefer jades, there is actually a jade Esterbrook.
Cool.
So, very, very
Do we
cool.
have one of those?
I do have one, yeah, absolutely.
You notice I said we and you said I.
It's in the permanent collection.
Oh, I see. All right. So what else?
And also this week, I guess this is what you referred to as an accidental eBay win.
See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You go on eBay. We're pros at like, oops, I won. And we meaning you.
Well, I mean, some of this stuff I just throw a bid in, and I have a new strategy that I've been trying out the last couple of years. And
the pasta strategy?
Well, no. I mean, sometimes, but I have a new strategy that I'm trying out, and sometimes it works.
Okay.
But I put in a lowball bid on a dip pen, and I also had some eBay bucks to spend, so I figured this was, a good opportunity not to spend a lot of money and then get some of it back.
So wait, so if you use your eBay bucks, then you get more eBay bucks that you'll feel obligated to use next month?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm doing my part for the economy.
I see that. How about our economy? All right, so
we've got stuff to talk about on the podcast.
All right, so you're accidental on purpose. Oops, I bid.
Well, this was unusual. I thought I'm not familiar with this maker, and I hope to do some more research. I'm just going to show you. Yeah, it looks just like your standard. Sorry, no pictures of it yet. Mother of pearl handle, dip pen, 14 karat, flexible nib.
Don't you have some of those?
Yeah, but not like this. This one.
They all look alike.
No, this has a little different pattern on the gold-filled section here that the nib fits into.
All right.
This one is made by E.J. Wirtz. That's W-I-R-T-Z of Chicago. What's interesting about this is the imprint is it runs the length of the nib and is very similar to dip pen nibs by Grieshaber that use a kind of an oval, almost a football shaped imprint, who are also in Chicago. But I don't know much about E.J. Wirtz. I'm looking into him, but a quick search pulled up an interesting entry in the 1897 American Angler, where there was a certain E.J. Wirtz from Chicago, who, now you anglers, you fishermen out there, you're going to hear this and you're just going to cringe. In one day, he caught a 35 and a 20-pound muskie, as well as over 100 bass at some resort in Eagle River, Wisconsin. So, same person, perhaps? I don't know.
Pen guy and awesome fisherman.
Well, I guess it's not too uncommon to have people from Chicago coming up to Wisconsin to do recreation. So,
100 bass.
100 bass in a 35-pound muskie.
And a 20-pound muskie.
Yeah.
And he was eating fish for a long time.
I mean, can you imagine?
No.
One day he's pulling in, that's a
whole lot of worms.
Yeah, 102. In 1897, 102 fish he pulled in one day. That's, I don't even know how many that is an hour. That's just ridiculous.
That's food for the month, man.
Yeah, they ate well that night. So.
Was it omega-3 in fish? They're like all stocked up.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
So, speaking of vintage flex pens.
Ah, yes. The modern versus vintage flex drama.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
All right, let's do that. A lot of chatter occurs on the assorted pen boards pretty much, I don't know, every day regarding, right?
Yeah, every day.
Every day regarding flexi nibs. Some people don't like them, like me. Some people live to find flexi nibs. In fact, some people are incredibly specific that the tines have to spread exactly so far and has to be able to do this. Those who are new to flexible nibs might need a little guidance since there's a big difference in flex. And also in, I would call it the expectations that a user should have when looking to buy a flexible nib pen. We get emails every week with questions about suggestions for flexible nib pens. And the pen boards, it's all over the pen boards as well. I personally think the most important distinction to make is that a steel nib, like an Esterbrook or a Noodler's Ahab or a Conrad, will 99% of the time not have the same amount of flex that like an 18 karat or a 14 karat gold Waterman or other vintage pen might have.
Yeah, that's a very important distinction. And I get a little nervous too when I see, and I don't know, would you say maybe it's the last 5 years has been this rise of interest in flexible nibs?
A resurgence.
A resurgence. So you say about like in the last 5 years, it's like almost gone out of control.
Yeah, like everybody wants a flexible nib, but I think a lot of people just are fascinated with the concept. I'm the same way. I am in awe of what people who are skilled in the use of the flexible nib can do. I mean, the lettering and the shading and the calligraphy, it's just amazing. So people, I think, want to be able to do that, but they don't understand that you can't expect to write the way you normally do with a flexible nib pen and get that level of calligraphy or penmanship. It's an art form in itself.
Absolutely. I think rule number one is you have to slow down.
Yeah, that's my problem.
I mean, you can't expect to use the same have the same speed that you do with a firm nib and get any kind of line variation. I guess my main concern is that there's a limited resource of vintage flexible nibs, and you hear this every once in a while. Someone new to flexing springs a nib, or the nib gets damaged. You really, really have to be careful. I mean, some of these nibs they're so delicate. And if you're used to, say, the pressure that's required to flex with a steel nib, Noodler's Ahab or Conrad, yes, you can get some line variation, 2-3 times the width on the downstroke. Yeah, absolutely. You use that same amount of pressure on a vintage, even a dip pen, which is even more delicate. You have a chance to ruin the nib. You can spring it. It could break. I mean, any number of things can happen. You just have to be very careful with it. My suggestion for most people, and most people don't want to invest a lot of money.
Right.
I guess there's two things here I want to mention. Number one is vintage flex nibs can be very expensive
because of the flexibility of the nib.
Right. You take, for example, a Waterman 7 Pink,
which is already expensive to start with.
It's already expensive to start with. It's a good size pen. It's red ripple hard rubber.
Gorgeous.
It has one of the best nibs Waterman ever made. That pen is, what are those going for these days? $450?
Yeah, $300-400.
Yeah, a lot of money. You can get Waterman 52s that are less. My recommendation, and maybe this is a little bit of a secret that I shouldn't be letting out, but you want a flexible nib pen in a vintage flex. There's two options you can go to. Wall Eversharp Skylines. Some of them have very nice flexible nibs.
Some do, a lot
Some
don't.
do,
though.
a lot don't. Skylines, they have their. There's a love-hate relationship with those. Some people really love them. Some people just can't stand the design. The cap doesn't post, securely, what have you. The other option, which is going to be a little less expensive, is a Waterman 52.5 V.
Yep, little ring top.
The ring top vest size pen. Those nibs are the exact same size nibs as in a Waterman 52. Now, yes, Waterman made manifold nibs, accountant nibs. But your chance of finding one that has some flex is pretty good. Mm-hmm. And the cost isn't going to be that much. I mean, quite frankly, ring top pens are hard to sell.
Yep. And the 52.5 or the 52.5 V you can get in the model, in the Ripple or in black chased hard rubber.
Or plain. I mean, yep. You can get them in red hard rubber too if you want. But, typically You have a ring top, it's going to sit, when we get them, we sit on them for a long time. Yeah, I mean, so you might be able to pick one up for $50.
$50, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, you have to, I'm sorry, you have to check the nib, though. I mean, it's not, I'm not guaranteeing that every 52.5 feet is going to have a flexible nib, but the odds are pretty good. That's
certainly better than with a number of other pens.
Yeah, better than with the Skyline, but when you get a flex nib and a Skyline, that's pretty nice.
Yep.
So I guess those are my thoughts. Modern pens, no way. Ahab, Conrad, sure. Some of the OMOS are reported to have flexible nibs, but to get an OMOS, you're going to have to spend $300 or more.
Or more. Yeah.
And maybe that's not the place to try a flexible nib. So,
especially if you try too hard and you spring it, then you may have a problem with the warranty. The Conrads and the Ahabs absolutely do have some line variation and some flexibility, and that's a big part of what makes them so popular. And for $20, it's only $20. It's not a bad way to start. I think it's more a case of making sure that a new to flexible user understands the expectation.
Yep, very well put. Always go slow. Otherwise, you're gonna have some railroad issues.
Yep.
Where you get the ink,
the double line
with nothing in the middle. But go slow and experiment. But that's kind of, I guess those are our thoughts.
Mm-hmm. So. And we've tried, we have testers for the Conrads and the Ahabs, and you do get the line variation and some flex, which is unusual to find in a modern pen. I know that there are a couple others out there, but for $20, it's not a bad deal, and they come in really cool patterns, cool colors.
Yep.
But if you're really, really dying for that true, what's called wet noodle flex, your best bet is to go to a vintage gold nib. Just steel isn't, if you think about it, steel isn't supposed to flex like gold.
Yep.
I don't want a steel foundation of a house to move too much. I don't know.
Awesome.
Yep.
Do we have some new stuff to talk about on the website?
We do.
I think some of these we briefly talked about earlier in the week during the Philly show, but maybe we can expound on them in further detail.
Awesome.
The big news for the week is...
it's cold here. No, the big news on the website, the Iroshizuku inks, the new ones are in stock. The brand new Amairo, Shinkai, and the Takasumi inks arrived while we were in Philly. Actually, I think they arrived the day we left.
Of course.
I know. The FedEx or UPS guy was just running slow that day. We do have them on the site. And once we're done with the podcast, I'll be doing swabs and posting both swabs and a review this afternoon.
We also got a couple of days ago, the Aurora Style, which is a nice looking pen. Kind of an entry level Aurora. So if you're always been curious about Aurora.
Aurora rocks.
Aurora rocks, absolutely. And some cool patterns. The copper is really a cool finish.
Yeah. Again, Pendum, this is something I'm going to have to keep an eye on. I have to count them to make sure that one hasn't walked off into Brian's pen case. Copper is really pretty.
Yeah,
I may have to snag it first.
It is pretty. So reasonable prices, I think.
Yep. Let's see. The new Scribble Workshop ink colors. I heard from... Scribble, and they are shipping tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yep. The current cryptid ink line has two new colors called Mermaid, which is a blue or a cyan, and then Sasquatch, which, as you can imagine, is brown.
I love those names.
I know.
Nessie and Sasquatch.
There's also a new line of bunny inks, which are washable.
That's weird. Bunny?
Look, I don't name them.
Is there a pink?
No, but I'll tell you what they are. There is.
Okay.
These are washable, and so for those of you like me who are clumsy, I'm excited about these. Squidling is black, salamander is red, lizard green, toad purple, and damselfish blue. And as soon as they come in, I'm getting the swab cards ready, and we'll have them up. I want that job. I want to name either ink colors or nail polish, or maybe ice cream flavors.
I'm down with ice cream. We have to try it first.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, the ink colors, it's like paint colors.
Yeah.
Every room in our house has, the walls are painted with a paint that has like a funky name.
And the paint color in your room right there in your office is?
Fluffy Biscuit.
Fluffy Biscuit.
And your office is Motown Blues.
Motown Blues, that's right. Yep.
Yep. So, but I want to name ink colors. I think that would be fun.
If you can make a living on that, more power to you.
Awesome.
Speaking of inks, Organic Studio, they are in and going to be up on the site hopefully this afternoon. Swabs sometime this week, Monday, Tuesday, maybe.
Swabs are done. I just have to get scanned.
Okay. Scanned and get them in. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. We also have, we mentioned we got in new Diamine ink. That was part of the, 3 or 4 ginormous boxes we had shipped to Philly. So we've added about 25 or more new colors, and we do have more on the way.
Yeah, that's a whole bunch of pictures I had to take yesterday.
Just more and more boxes, and then we also had the Montegrappa and the Omas ink as well.
Oh, that's right. And we should talk about the Montegrappa.
The bottle is cool.
That's awesome.
Well, so is the Omas. I like faceted bottles.
The Montegrappa, though, I have to give them extra points for each bottle is individually wrapped in plastic.
Yep.
It's sealed.
Nice feature.
Yeah, and then inside the box they have a little stabilizing piece of cardboard that keeps the box. You know, some companies use foam and all this other expensive stuff. Montegrappa just use a piece of cardboard. It's simple, but it's effective. It's cut out to fit the bottle, and it sits in there, keeps it in place. But yeah, it's 6-sided, hexagonal. But it's got a nice cap. It's got a nice little metal
a disc insert.
Yeah, a little bit of thing on the top, and the cap's got a little extra ribbing on it, so it's easier to grab.
It's cool.
It's a nice bottle. I was excited.
Yeah.
Like, wow, these are cool, man.
Yep.
So yeah.
Do I have to count those as well, Mr. Anderson?
I don't know. They were black, blue, red, and turquoise. Was it?
I think so.
Yeah.
I got to get my list out.
I might check that blue out.
What? We'll see.
Anyway.
Yep. So Diamine, Montegrappa, Omas. I don't know.
Organic, Scribble, all a bunch of inks.
Boatload of ink. Yep.
So, and we mentioned this briefly the other day. The new Schaefer Sagaris, and that's spelled, I believe, Sagaris. These are cool, kind of cool pens. They're very reminiscent of the Schaefer Imperials. I think they're a little bit, just a touch shorter and a little bit thinner, but nice looking pens, cartridge converters. And
Schaefer makes beautiful pens.
They do, and what I like about these is all the pens that have gold trim have a two-tone nib, and it's a new nib design.
Nice touch.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So,
listen to you, yeah. Somebody's excited about a new pen.
I like the Schaefer pens. I don't know why more people aren't. I don't know if they're they're too conservative. I think they're great pens. They write
awesome writers.
Yeah. So
love my intensity.
Yeah, those are in stock, and those will be up on the web with the rest of everything hopefully this afternoon. So
yep. We're also in the process of restocking Noodler's Ahab's, Conrad's, and Noodler's Inc. That's always a I don't know, can I say crapshoot on the air? That's always a crapshoot because we order about twice as much as we actually end up getting, just because of how fast some of it sells out to others, or how quickly Nathan, makes new stuff. So we order a bunch and we're happy when we get whatever. And then Monteverde, the Artista crystals, we're almost out of those. We sold a bunch at the show.
Yep.
Again, for $36, this is a phenomenal writer.
Well, I should mention this. At least twice, 2 or 3 times at the show, people would be like, okay, well, how much is this pen? What is this pen? And they'd point to the Artista crystal, and I say, well, it's $36. And they look at me kind of dumbfounded, like dollars? I mean,
we hand the tester to them, and they're like, no, this one. Yeah,
36 what?
Yen. I don't know how much.
Did you miss something there? No.
Yeah. No, $36. Yes, really. Amazing writer. And they're kind of cool.
Yeah.
The colors are cool. So, what else? Pelican ink, Pilot ink. We've just ink. Poor Brian's going to be taking pictures from now until next year, and a lot more stuff. So, got to restock for LA.
It's coming up soon.
Yep. And then a little bit of a teaser. We just opened up a box of something really cool, very cool, and new to the website. And we'll be getting that up on the site and discussing it next week on the podcast. But this makes my heart happy.
Yeah, we've been looking for this
a while.
Particular product for a year.
Yeah.
And we haven't found anything that was really
right.
The quality was not good.
Yep.
Or not up to our standards. We have to, when you put it up on the website, we have to want to use it.
Yep.
If we wouldn't use it, we're not going to put it up. So this is exciting. I'll be getting some pictures taken this week, and then we can have it up next week. It'll be fun.
And these I'm not going to count because I'm going to steal one.
I need to count them.
No. Anyway.
Anything else?
Yeah, I love it when people contact us and ask us either, people are approaching us to carry their lines or asking us to do things. We've got some articles coming up in a couple different magazines. I'm excited about that. And this one just makes me smile for a number of reasons. I am proud to announce I have been asked to be a special guest on the FP Geeks FP TV show on Saturday, the 26th of January. That's this coming Saturday. I'm going to have a blast hanging with the guys, and I will be the first ever female special guest.
Atta girl.
Yep, always breaking new ground somewhere. But Eric had emailed and asked, and apparently I am rectifying the wrong that has been done to women collectors everywhere, because I'll be the first female. There are a number of notable female collectors.
Absolutely.
Not dealers and retailers and vendors, but actual collectors, people who, use their pens and love them and cherish them and buy them on eBay and hide them from their spouses. And
hide them from their spouses.
Wait, that was just me.
Yeah. Did that slip out?
Yeah, it did. So that'll be fun, and I know that Eric wants to spend a bit of time on the PCA and talk about the PCA and the Pens for Kids program. So that'll be a good cause. And Stephen, Dan, and Eric, I'm going to have a blast.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah. So other than that, I guess that's it.
Okay. Comment, suggestions for topics. Use your pens. Write to us at Anderson Pens, P.O. Box 732, Appleton, Wisconsin 54912.
Or catch us online.
Email is brian@andersonpens.net.
Or lisa@andersonpens.net.
You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/AndersonPens.
We are on Facebook as well, facebook.com/AndersonPens.
Check out our blog, andersonpens.net/blog.
And our website, of course, is andersonpens.net.
Join our mailing list for advance notice of upcoming events or pre-orders. Thanks for listening to our podcast. We'll see you next week.
Adios.